Public stream. I'm Fibro Jedi, and welcome back to Makeb, which we kind of just got started at the end of last Saturday. So, a wave to Mel, who pre-waved to me in on Discord. So, where are we actually at? We've kickstarted the storyline a little bit. That's right, yes. We thought we'd discovered a project failsafe that might have been to help preserve Makeb if their drilling for Isotope 5 was going to cause issues, and actually that project's failsafe was a way to get the Hutts off to safety when the planet explodes. So, what we're trying to do now is find that project, which it seems to be a humongous spaceship called the Ark, to try and see if we can evacuate Makeb's citizens on it instead of the Hutts. Great. Cool. And yes, good to see you, Mel, thank you. I'll be ignoring Discord because I can't multitask that much. Okay, so we need to use the holo terminal initially, and then we can get started.
Alisov, we're at the giant spear. What have you got for us?
We sent probe droids to scan the zone ahead of you. Their readings, not good news. Regulator fire teams are patrolling the site, some of Vice Commandant Greven's finest, backed by top lieutenants from the Hutt Cartel. Everyone's packing military hardware.
Hi Zen, thanks for joining.
You're the expert on regulator tactics. How do we get through your old friends?
The fire teams are spread out for patrol sweeps. Take those teams out fast enough and you shouldn't have to worry about a coordinated defense. The Ark construction site's behind a triple-plated Durasteel blast door. Takes 3 separate keycards to open the thing. Only cartel representatives carry them. Guess the Hutts only trust the regulators up to a point. You need to find the cartel's top lieutenants and get their keycards.
Would it be faster to blast the door down? If I don't have the firepower, I'm sure somebody here does.
You'd be at it for days. One thing Hutts know how to make is strong doors. Contact me when you've unlocked the blast.
Is that the sales point?
I'll let you know if we find anything else in these files. Good luck.
Hutts, making strong doors since the end of our first empire. Who regulates the regulators? Well, if by regulating them you mean Sjani shoots a whole load of them down, then yeah, the fewer people to actually regulate with rules, the better. Right, so we need to find some... Is it going to tell us which mobs? Cartel Captain, Lieutenant, and Overseer. Got to find them first.
I bet you didn't see that coming.
There's a lieutenant. Is that labor droid aggressive? Unlikely. No worries then, it's good to see you regardless. I know you've got multiple responsibilities. Risha there proving why it's good to have a high level healer, because when they're not healing you, they can take out mobs. Right. I will grab crafting materials while I can. Oh, this is that place where there's one of the dailies or weeklies where usually you're fighting really bad respawn times against other players. Haven't done the dailies for ages. I need to do a Republic side because they've fixed the quite a long time ago. Lore Master of Makeb, which you couldn't get Republic side because you couldn't actually complete the Makeb's mysterious survival. I think it was called that, something like that. Can you ask the age-old question, why did the chicken cross the road? In Lord of the Rings it's simpler. The answer is to stop being made into a hobbit's pie. Yeah, Zin, with I am mostly at home as well, barring church and the occasional necessary trip out. Because going places takes far too much energy out of me. Plus there's plenty in the house to do, so I'm not short of stuff. But yes, anything, sometimes it's just a case of how do I get through the day, and if you've got something constructive to do, when you'd otherwise potentially be twiddling your thumbs wondering what to do, then that's a good thing. Gold mob! I thought it was because the three sisters were running after screaming Jed. Is it? Oh, I suppose you could. Yes, if you're saying that if you're chasing the Jedi and therefore they're running from you, therefore they're being chicken. Then yeah, maybe. I don't think it'll last, Mel. Putting up that flipping child gate hurt my arms. My right arm particularly really hurts. Right. We're not in the phase yet, are we? No, so no point just killing things for the sake of it. This is going to be the Hutt's Arc, not to be confused with Project Arc on Dromund Kaas. Automatic regeneration. It started with C. Something. When you stop the scientist from... Or you can stop the scientist from developing... regenerating body parts for the Imperial military. The other child gates weren't as bad. The reason this one is because I was doing it at the top of the steps, and I've got a very small bit of banister to attach it onto there, and then although it's a flat wall here, there's the skirting board that comes up here like this, and so there wasn't a flat part of the banister right on the floor level. All the other gates are on floor level, so I had to actually raise it up slightly. So I was there trying to hold it in place and then trying to tighten it. I think I needed more arms than I actually have. It's in, but I think it needs adjusting up a bit once wife gets home. Oh, is this the way the engineer is not actually aggressive, but as soon as you attack this, you have to kill. Yeah, you have to kill the engineer in order to stop the combat. I've never quite I don't know why they've never fixed that. Look, you can't. This poor innocent engineer. I say innocent, been drafted, but Project Arc. And yes, you got that one, Mel. No, they can't do this. You can't go in while you're in. You have to actually kill the engineer, which is so harsh. See, now I'll be able to do it. It's just so wrong. Hi, Maro.
Alizov, we're through the blast door.
Good. Seal it behind you. There ought to be a control panel nearby. Scramble the security codes. That'll keep reinforcements from following you. Schematics for the Arc construction site are a mess. Can't tell what half the symbols mean. Just do whatever it takes to secure the Arc. And good luck.
Yeah, we might need luck. Right, you. Open the blast door. Blast the blast door. We need the can't remember what there's a droid that we used on Corellia for getting through Durasteel doors. We need one of those here. We've already overwritten the blast door anyway, so be allowed in. Thank goodness for security codes. It's a little bit big then. That guy looks like Scavok.
This is insane. My men are working triple overtime and we're still falling behind.
Work faster.
That's not... Look, We both know Vidrig's skimming off the top. If this keeps up, we'll never finish the Ark.
You got a big mouth, Tierro. Maybe I'll shut it for you.
The only thing I hate worse than a bully is a bully with no class. Back off, ugly.
Wait. You're who Toborro's yelling about. Give me a hand here. She's worth a fortune dead.
Yeah. Yeah, no. The aggro range is not very big, apparently, on Makeb. They should have shot first,
Whatever
but then
the Hutts are getting
you have
out
that
of Makeb
insane...
Must be worth spending a fortune on this Ark.
Oh, what did Risha say? Whatever the Hutts are getting out of Makeb, it must be worth a fortune. It must be worth spending a fortune on the Ark. Well, even if they weren't getting anything out of it, they want to now get off safely, of course.
Republic, huh? Don't know what they're doing on Makeb, but thanks. These cartel idiots won't listen to reason. I try calling for help and get a blaster shoved in my face. The Hutts work us to death, treat us like slaves, no, like animals.
We are here to commandeer the Ark for the people of Makeb. Once it's secure, you and your men will be freed.
We're working 18-hour days, no breaks, no visits home. It's all on Vidrig's orders. My men break their backs building his Ark while he steals everything not bolted down. Thanks to Vidrig, the Ark's weeks behind schedule. My crew can't finish the ship while that slimy Devaronian's selling off its components.
Vidrig. Fast talker, horns on his head, likes kissing up to Hutts.
Oh, you know him. I'll tell my crew to lay low. Put Vidrig
Have we
in
come
his
across
place.
Vidrig
We'll help you
before?
out
Does
however
anybody
we can.
remember? Other than he's just like another Gold. Does anyone know if we've come across Vidrig in the class story? Because I can't remember. Could be wrong. No, me neither, Mel. Weird. Haha. You're gonna turn your droids on us. I'd forgotten the scale of this thing. It's enormous.
Got the best Ugnaught engineer in 4 sectors on retainer. She's a genius with electro-plumbing.
You'll have the classiest refresher in Coruscant, boss.
Yeah.
Still can't decide what to put in the sonic shower. Felucian glimmerstones look so elegant, but I love Rylothian onyx tile.
Yeah.
Feel free to go solve your interior decorating problem. This entire facility is now Republic property.
You're that Republic hero Toborro's screaming about on the Hollow. The cartel's so worried they're paying double to finish the Ark ahead of schedule. That's on top of what they're offering to kill you.
He needs to kill me to make a profit.
Die already.
Can't make droids strong enough. I swear Risha got more shots in than I did. Yeah, I've never met a non-sleazy Devaronian in this game. I don't know whether they exist or not, but they seem to always want to make profit off doing as little as possible.
Never let it be said I'm not generous in defeat. You can have this incredible marvel of starship design at a 20% discount. 30%?
Let me get this straight. You're half dead and trying to sell me an unfinished starship? You must have taken the Hutts for a fortune.
Fortune and a half, but who's counting? I admit the ship needs a little work, but she's almost ready to fly. Besides, being incomplete means there's room to customize.
Oh, come on.
Let me live, and I'll have this baby ready to leave the atmosphere in no time. You won't find a better offer, trust me.
Yeah.
Don't count on being trusted, but you can work for our people.
Hello, Vidrig. Time to earn your pay.
Looking forward to it. Could you spare some Kolto first?
No. Oh, he shook his head. No.
Haven't had contact with the outside in weeks. This is Foreman Tierro and Republic forces calling from Giant Spear. Does anyone read?
Loud and clear, Tierro. We sent those Republic forces. What's the Ark status? Is it secure?
Yeah. The arc isn't even
Bad
finished.
news, Elisov. Vidric was scamming the Hutts. The Ark is nowhere near complete.
Those idiot Hutts can't even save themselves right. Stand by.
Idiots can't save themselves.
This is Shalem Avesta. Makeb's core is tearing apart, and we can't stop it. That Ark is our people's only hope of escape. If I send you every able body I have and guarantee your safety, can you finish the Ark in time to evacuate our world?
I'll blasted well try.
The Hutts are surely organizing a counterattack. We're forming a battle plan to defeat it. We'll brief you back here. Hurry.
We sealed the blast door to keep Hutt reinforcements out, but there's bound to be another way out of here.
Vidric kept a private shuttle pad nearby. You can take his transport while we get to work.
I've failed on numerous occasions on Makeb by... In fact, I had to run all the way back to this facility by thinking, oh, I know, I'll just quick travel back to where I need to go. But of course, you actually have to do it the way the plot line tells you. Right, so we got more scrap than I thought we'd had. Got a relic drop? Really? Oh, that must have been from a prior quest, and I've just not organised my inventory. Right. Oh, from someone mentioned over Twitter. When we did the flashpoints
only the best sold here
last week and got decorations, apparently that's a fairly new thing. They've said that all flashpoints will now drop decorations because people asked for it. Presumably to get a bit more reward for doing repeatable content. So it wasn't necessarily that I'd missed it before. It means actually
You're gonna live.
it was a newer development. I can't remember which patch they said it was from, but I love how this room changes during the story. So it was a completely bombed out mess before. He's having his office put right just before the planet explodes. But hey, at least you have a nice office before the whole thing caves in. Oh yeah, and I agree with Zin as well. Sorry, I meant to say that to show that I was actually reading what you said.
You really stuck it to the Hutts this time, Captain. Without the Ark, the cartel can't profit from Makeb's destruction.
The Ark is out on target.
Hutts are sore losers. If they can't have the Ark, they may blast her just to spite us.
You're more right than you know. We intercepted priority signals from the cartel. Every regulator in this hemisphere has been ordered to retake the Ark at all costs.
If we knew the regulator army's staging point, we could potentially cut them off.
Surest way to close any deal is by blocking the competition from bidding.
Some refugees know how to use a blaster. I'll organize the security force to protect the Ark. Navigator, we'll need your shuttle. Come on.
My people are scouting for regulator activity and reporting what they find. We've identified one major staging area.
The Fingers. Originally one mesa, until a quake redecorated the place. Now it's held together by a series of interconnected energy fields, light bridges.
The regulators store heavy artillery and weapon caches there. If those mercenaries rearm, they'll blast us to oblivion.
A good quake solves that.
If the splintered mesa is barely held together, one strong quake will wipe out these weapons for good.
Too much to hope for. Seismic forecast models indicate the Fingers are safe for the short term. If I'm wrong, feel free to complain.
Feel free to
Our best
complain.
shot is taking out those caches and artillery before the enemy reaches them. We know the Regulators' army also includes war droids and a battle platform. We're still scouting for those.
Translation. He's finding lots of ways to risk your life.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
You're trying to save your people, and we're your best chance. There's nothing to apologize for.
Who was apologizing?
Once you've destroyed the artillery and weapon caches in the Fingers, contact me. I should have additional targets by then. Good luck.
Need it. I'd forgotten how unapologetic she actually is. Fractured targeter. Oh, that's pleasant. I don't think you can collect the whole, unless they've fixed it. You used to not be able to collect the whole fractured cosmetic outfit on Makeb. At least last time I tried, I couldn't. What have we got in this then? Nope, I'm not. I don't need. Actually, what is my alacrity? Oh no, I'm not taking down my critical rating. So let's disintegrate that one. Claim that, because that's the only way I get Gree rep at the moment. Disintegrate. And I'll leave the gifts in there to save me inventory space. Right, cool. So, we are shockingly not taking a shuttle. We're going down the road, right. I will do my best, Mel, to not look down when I hit light bridges. I may get it wrong, for I am not perfect, but I will do my best. Just grabbing a screenshot. There we go. Cool. My Saturday stream is turning into one of the most chilled things that I do now. My Thursday Lotto stream went really, really well, but the chat room was massively busy, which was great, but I was really, really tired afterwards, so I'm happy to have a quieter afternoon of it. Right, cool. So, lots of blue shiny things we're supposed to hit. Fabulous. So, that's, we want to hit regulator weapons caches, missile launchers, and prevent regulator airlift. What? Prevent the regulators from airlifting artillery. Oh, I think I remember where that objective is. Time is the enemy of flashpoints, especially on concert weekend. Yes, it will be, because it depends on how fast you can go. The only way I've worked you can do flashpoints quickly, if your main aim is the NCXP or the decorations, is just to ignore any and all bonus stages. Oh, they are non-aggressive droids. I didn't actually destroy that because I stepped away. Right. Where else? Are there some on this side of the... I don't want to stray too far away if there's some stuff. No, it must be further up then. What have we got? Yeah, over the light bridge. Fab. Okay. Ah, that's the prevent regulators from airlifting artillery, apparently. Airlifting artillery. Oh look, and here's some of the crates they then reuse on Risha. You start noticing where they've reused assets more and more. I think they did massive like redesign when it came to Knights of the Fallen Empire, and they had to design an entire new set of planets. But they use these in the Destroy the Pirate stores quest on Risha. It's the kind of person who kills everything that can see Risha.
This is your last mistake.
I'm killing you because it would be rude not to. There's a line you never thought you'd say out loud in life. Right. Wow, that's a delicate thing. Avoiding anything that involves not killing golden champions is not an option with Mel along. It's alright, Mel. I think from what was said, Gold Mob, The decorations drop in all modes, so if it's soloable, and not all story flashpoints are soloable, as I've found to my own well, detriment. I think I once thought, well, I can do some of these things
Imagine
in...
how rich we'd be if we'd sold that hardware instead of destroying it.
Yeah, true. I'll come back to that thought, 'cause I think these mobs might respawn quicker.
Shalem, come in. The regulator's weapon caches are all destroyed.
Outstanding. I hope you're ready for more. We've detected an army of war droids massing for an attack. If those war droids make it across that bridge, they'll slaughter everyone in their path, including us.
If the Hutt can set up a light bridge, we can take it down.
I had something slightly more destructive in mind. The war droids are holding position for now, but you could lure them out by transmitting false orders from the mercenary army's comm towers. Once the droids are halfway across the light bridge, you could deactivate it. Drop the whole army into the depths.
What a waste of perfectly good droids. Is there any way to reprogram them to fight for us?
The master control is out of our reach. There simply isn't time. Slice into the mercenary comm towers, transmit the false marching orders, and deactivate the light bridge at the perfect moment. Good luck.
Yeah, so when they first introduced story mode into flashpoints, I thought, great, I can solo a load of things, and then I tried doing the Zerka flashpoint and died about 2 minutes after landing. I really wish it'd be clearer which ones are in fact soloable. They might have done it as part of the new activities tab, and I've not fully explored that. I think it might be better now and less suicide inducing. But I wish they'd just make all flashpoints solo mode, story mode soloable. But no, we get this inconsistency. But I think the new activities tab is a bit more, well, a little less risky. Let me just have a quick, if I just pop to the side here, can I even remember activities? I think when you go into solo here, yes, so they're all the ones you definitely can solo. And I think, we were talking about decorations, I think that the idea being the decorations will drop in any mode, so anything that you can solo you should be able to. But yeah, I need to use that a bit more than I have. But it would be better if, all story mode ones could just be scaled back to allow soloing. Just so you can enjoy a wide variety of content, I suppose. And that's just me thinking out loud. Oh, thought that one was dead. It is now. I think I'm managing not to give you the height problem with these light bridges, Mel. Let me know if I need to adjust my strategy. Right, where am I'm actually going for the marching orders. Into there, okay. But I still need to find a weapons cache. Ah, he counts. Oh wait, this isn't the road where there's an Imperial. I've died a few times in Makeb by not paying attention as to where the... Benevolent is the wrong title for a smuggler. Somewhere around here, I've taken a wrong turning before. And then Apriling the orders. I may April the orders. Is this the right way? Yes, I think before I've gone wrong, and when you take this path down here, I think there's like an Imperial outpost somewhere, and you just get one-shotted. Marching orders and dance to their tune. Right. My tendency with those light bridges is to look down, so I'm trying to not do that. Mel doesn't like sort of their team activity along with dailies and heroics. Ah, right, okay. I think I like solo stuff just because it means there's a wider variety of content I can enjoy. I don't do them often, because of the time commitment thing, and I have to. They're quite intense on the hands, even in a soloable mode. But I do like being able to do it, like Directive 7, which we realistically should do before starting Kotfi, because it has its own inbuilt story, which is really intriguing. Trying to think what are the other ones in this list. Some of them we'll do during Shadow of Revan. So, flashpoints. I can't even remember. Did we do the Essalus at any point? I can't think that we did the Essalus. If we did, I don't remember. We've done Trial 5 and Maelstrom Prison, because we did those way back, so we dealt with it for Revan. Just done that. That's Shadow of Revan, that's Shadow of Revan, so is that, so is that, so is that, so is that. So actually, it's only Directive 7, and I can't even remember whether we did the Essalus or not. My problem with doing group stuff as a team is trying to coordinate. Evenings aren't working well for any activity that takes length of time or is not interruptible because of NJ's sleep training and requirements. That's why I had to change my Thursday. That's why for ages my Thursday stream didn't happen, because it was Thursday evening. Pardon me. I've heard the boss is more challenging in a group, Zin, and I have problems with it on solo mode because I can never quite remember how you take down the boss of Directive 7, because it's not immediately obvious. At least from what I remember, it's not immediately obvious anyway. Yeah, I can't remember whether we've done the S-list. Maybe we won't, because it's kind of out of sync. Maybe we won't do it because it's out of sync from a storyline perspective, because it really does fit in before you go to Coruscant. I might do it on my own just so that I've done all the achievements and for some companion affection influence. Whoa, affection, that's an old term. Oh, I should have gone through that building. Silly maps. Yeah, I think we'll do Directive 7 maybe between Shadow of Revan and Kotfi, because it's a really intriguing storyline. And I can't even remember why you get sent there. So I'll need to find the actual quest givers for it, so you pick up the whole story rather than just launching into the chapter. But I may die on the boss fight, because I don't remember it. Yeah, coordinating group stuff is tricky. It should be. It's easier in theory for my guild, because I think there's a few that aren't within the Europe time zones, but most of us kind of are, as far as I know.
You picked on the wrong girl.
Where was I going with that? Yes, but so it works for the guild, but it doesn't necessarily work for my life circumstances. And there are times when I think I would really like to do a group thing, but if my pain levels are in one kind of state, not American state, obviously, and NJ's in another, then it just becomes massively problematic. Right, I'm just trying to grab the bonus here. I need 20 regulator forces. The quest giver for direction. Oh, good. That's nice and obvious then. One of the droids on fleet. There are some quest givers that are obscurely on one of the other fleet ships, which is not massively helpful. I find that quite tricky because I can never remember which quests come from.
When we drop that army off the light bridge, nobody will ever want to use those things again.
Okay, I've got to grab this view, Mel, so maybe shut your eyes for a second. I can't... there we go, before the gold mob gets in the way. This bit is so satisfying. Oops, didn't actually mean to shoot the droid, but hey ho. I think this mob might actually respawn quite quickly, so we'll get going. I love this bit of the story. It's about the only bit I remember apart from the very end.
Whoa.
Though I don't remember the character going whoa in the middle of it. Yeah. Crunch. Hit the machine to lose all the droids, and then just a delicate touch to put the bridge back. Never mind. Okay.
The war droid army is gone for good. The regulators will think twice before setting foot on that light bridge.
I know the cost per unit of those war droids. Between them and the weapons you destroyed, the regulators are over 300 million credits in the red.
Yeah.
And they need to learn that working for the Hutts will always be a losing proposition.
Let's drive the point home, shall we? We finally tracked down the main mercenary base. A floating battle platform called the Storm Carrier. Vice Commandant Grevin, the mercenary leader, is gathering troops there. We can't let Grevin's forces reach the Ark. The only way to stop the Storm Carrier is by overloading its power reactors to meltdown.
Yeah.
I could sure use a floating battle platform. Too bad regulator stink never washes out.
Honestly, it's a hideous-looking thing. You deserve something far more stylish. Sending you the
Is that an offer?
Coordinates. Our scouts report there's a regulator shuttle near your position. You can fly it directly to the enemy and take them completely by surprise. Everything's riding on this. May fortune smile on us all.
That's the closest you get from a non-Force user to may the Force be with you. Right. So we're looking for a but ugly ship to fly out of here, are we? Yeah, fair enough. The music on Makeb is so relaxing. Is that gold mob again? Yes. Oh well, I'll take him out anyway because we're on. And didn't notice that I was the other side of the table.
This'll hurt you a lot more than me.
Rise of the Hutt Cartel is the last X-Pack where you get the annoying auto roll forward. Thankfully that vanishes. Is this the right platform? Yes it is. Oh yeah, it's not exactly the most attractive of machines, is it? Let's just grab some repairs. Although it looks like a trimmed back version. It's like the bottom half is actually their Isotope 5 droid, which of course we haven't discovered yet.
Report your ailments.
Republic side.
You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
Yes, I'm on duty on Makeb. You can't zoom out from this ship to get a better angle of it. That's a bummer. Right, so are we at the docks now? Right, we're on the Storm Carrier. Deactivate.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Get control of your mouse, FJ. Right. Isn't there a bonus around here as well? I think there's a bonus. I think these things trigger a bonus. There's no reason not to go for bonuses. I think this is related. Yes, destroy heat exchangers. It's amazing what effectively rubbish your memory stores. I can't remember if stuff is important, and it's been so long ago that I did the Republic side of Makeb, but oh, I think this triggers a bonus. Oh look, it does. Oops. Walk into the explosion. Not a good life lengthening strategy. Oh, can we just... Yes, yes we can. Voila, okay. Now where's the door? Across from here. Given this is the only chance, can we actually get a... There's not going to be any good angle. I'll try and get a high up screenshot when I get further down. Because I don't think you can get back to the storm carrier after this set of quests. Right.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Let's have a quick look. Something about Makeb just makes me want... That's better. Makes me want to take time. I think we can possibly finish Makeb today. But that's quite a... You forget it's actually a ship, because you're... Oops, how far out did I zoom? Ha 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 ha. There we go. I went slightly too far that way then, did I? You can get so engrossed in it, you know, you're hitting your objectives, and you forget it is actually a huge... How do I zoom out so far? Ha 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 ha. Yes, you have to adjust a file. Let me grab it because I did a blog post on it. And you can end up zooming too far, especially on planets like Risha that have a very small map area. But view, copy link address. There you go. Pop that link into chat. You can catch all sorts from when you start playing around with the file. I have mine set really high. Oh, let me catch who that was. David, who's not in the room yet. You're welcome, Maro. Have fun. I was trying to see, can I get the front of the ship? I've zoomed out too far again. Haha. Playing around on stream, sorry. Save me running from thing to thing to thing. But yes, it is possible to go out too far. Risha is... It looks amazing on ground level, but when you zoom out so far, you think, oh, they did as little map design as possible. What you see on ground level and what the average player sees actually is absolutely fine and fits it perfectly. It's only people who want to mess around with the system, i.e. me. Gold mob.
Me.
Do you remember the quest on Droman Cast where you get this droid that says, "Not once have I seen the phrase 'on fire' ever referred to in the positive sense."
You are fit for duty. Return
and
to
yet,
your
actually, there is, which means he hasn't studied his dialects very well. Rather, they're on fire.
This is Vice Commandant Grevin. Intruders have boarded the storm carrier. All regulators, maximum alert.
It's on Droman Cast when you find the guy with the Northern English accent who wants you to go and find the special turret designs. He's the guy who talks about this. What's the Sith's name? Lord Grathan, being into cybernetics and droids and stuff and ergonomic chairs. It's that guy. And when you find the turrets, he says that they're awful things that to actually. Hi, David. I see you coming into the room. Thanks for following. Yeah, Zin has just described it in a much more succinct way than my abject ramblings. Deactivate the coolant system. I were completely messing up the ship. Yes. Right, where are we actually going? Up here. Just interrupted. Terminate, yeah, Mel got that one. Terminate is one of those abilities you don't get as a sniper.
1 million credits to whoever finds the intruders. 10 million to whoever kills them.
It doesn't actually do much damage, but it knocks you back something chronic, and you're okay if you got hunker down on, but that involves, you know, remembering to activate it in the first place. Right, now then, those are shielded, so there's a console. Okay.
Warning. Warning. Reactors 2, 5, and 8. Approaching critical mass. Carrier cooling system has been disabled.
I knew you were ruthless, but you'd destroy this carrier. Kill everyone aboard just to make a point. If I didn't have to shoot you, I'd give you a job.
You're the one who sent those regulators to kill Lambda, aren't you? I remember you from our holo chats.
I've been looking forward to this. Once you're dead, the cartel's paying us more than we'd earn in a lifetime from this planet's idiot government. Makeb can burn for all we care. So can your Republic. Isotope 5 will change everything. Once they're done mining Makeb, the Hutts will own this galaxy.
Finally got someone to talk to us about that.
The cartel is destroying Makeb to mine Isotope 5? What makes that substance worth all this?
No point telling you. Won't do any good. You've cost me a fortune today, but I can still recover my expenses. Time to settle your debt.
Not my debt, your debt. Try again. Gold mob, unless you pre-called it. Charging his armor. It didn't get charged very far. Also, his body disappeared, which means I can't loot it. That's annoying.
Warning. Total reactor network meltdown in progress. Abandoned ship. Repeat. Abandoned ship.
You think? And that's why you can't go back to it for screenshots. Hello.
Anasak, thought you might need a lift. Hang on, I'm coming in.
Yeah, another but ugly ship, but at least this one's saving my life. Okay, fair enough. I'm floating on air. Return to Shalem. Bien sûr. Right. I'm assuming that mail has something to do with the story, so I'll just... I haven't got anything on the market, so I can't think why anyone's mailing me. Right.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Oh look, they finished restoring his office.
People of Makeb, your heroes return.
Watch out. Uncle Shalem's running for president of whatever planet we all move to.
Makeb's most mysterious ally is now our savior. Thank you, Captain, for driving back the regulators and securing the Ark.
Yeah, I'm proud to be your hero. Anything that gives me publicity.
When I landed on Makeb, it was just another job for the Supreme Chancellor. Now I know you. I've felt your pain. I know the sting of hot fury, the destruction of a groundquake.
I love you!
You too, sugar. Anyway, my point is this. Makeb's got a bright future. And you're its stars.
I don't remember that happening before. Oh, that's so funny. Crowd shouting.
I meant what I said. All of it. The Ark is safe, and we'll soon have it ready to fly. We've earned a moment to celebrate. Especially you.
Back at the Hutt embassy, we found a holo that said the Ark was being built to transport something called Isotope 5. When we faced Greven, he said Isotope 5 will change the galaxy, but he wouldn't say how. Does that name mean anything to you?
Sounds more like some idiotic Hutt code name than a scientific discovery.
We finally have mighty Toborro the Hutt's attention. Calling to congratulate us, old friend?
Insolent scum! I will kill everyone on Makeb if you do not return my Ark. Now! I just covered other things that said, yes, it should be smuggler specific. And then, yeah, I thought when I first ran Makeb, I was like, this is quite a big speech to do. Only, what are we in, 2-3 hours max into the Makeb storyline? But yes, you really need a much bigger speech later, but you don't get a chance because they're all on board the Ark. But it would have been great to do a speech on board the Ark, but you don't get on it if I remember right. I will kill everyone on Makeb if you do not return my Ark now. Say pretty please.
You're not much of a salesman, Toborro, but I've always wanted to see a Hutt grovel. Can you actually bend over enough to kiss the ground?
I kneel to no one. You will drown in lakes of fire and blood.
Spare us your empty threats, Toborro. Makeb is doomed, and the Ark is our only escape. If we give it back, we're all dead.
You can still evacuate through conventional means. What do you prefer? Saving 20% of your citizens or losing all of them? You insects don't comprehend the Ark. It requires Isotope 5 to fuel its engines, and only I possess that substance. Then we'll come and get some.
Thanks for telling us where to fuel up the Ark. We'll be right over.
Fool, do you think it will be that simple? I mastered Isotope 5 long before your idiotic rebellion, and now you've given me an excuse to demonstrate my knowledge. Behold and despair. So that would be a no, then. That's only a sample of the power at my disposal. The slaughter of your people will continue until the Ark is mine again.
I recognize where that droid was attacking. Tarlum. It's a small city without defenses. I'll summon a shuttle to take you there. Please, save my people.
Never trust a desperate Hutt. Toborro's trying to intimidate us with lies and bullying.
It's working. I need you to stop his madness before it goes any further. I'm sending an emergency signal to the Republic. We need a science expert down here. If Toborro's telling the truth about Isotope 5, we're still stranded, and that Hutt's going to slaughter us all. Hurry to Tarlem and stop his droid.
Whoopee, Isotope. At least it's not the same as the annoying Imperial side Isotope 5 droid palaver. I finally figured out how to do that one without as much stress after, I don't know, the 3 billionth time I ran the Makeb storyline. Doing things in order apparently helps when questing. Who would have thought? Madness, this is. Madness, this is.
You're gonna live.
I keep losing control of my mouse. Right. Travel to Tarlem Central Square. Oh, oh, that's right, it's up here. Sort of reorienting myself. Oh, and defeat assault forces while we're at it. Okay, the square's only just up there. I wonder what the bonus is. Not bonus, I wonder what this one is. Let's just pick this up as well while we're in. Toborro has promised we'll get on that arc, but we have to keep the Republic from taking off with it first. Best way to do that now is to keep various fuel components schematics out of Republic hands. We need to slice arc fuel components schematics from those terminals. Right, I think we can do that while we're taking out these guys. Angel of Tarlem. That sounds like it should be a starship name. Oh, pro tip. Oh, Gold Mob, who is running a 29-second scouting ability. Goodness only knows what that's for. If you want to run this shattered schematics, these terminals tend to replenish respawn fairly quickly. No, I don't want to roll right in front of the mob. So, see, these respawn here, so this one here has come back again. By the time we've killed a few, we need to get a total of 30. I think possibly some of the mobs within the phase count towards the bonus. I think. There are a ton of these terminals in Tarlem, but so we're not short of them. But sometimes it's nice to do some quests efficiently, especially as we're focusing on purples. That's 4, and then if we go back to the one we did penultimately here, so you don't have to go through the whole of the town to do it, but I think we have to we're forced to go through the town anyway, but for the purposes of this it just says that these respawn quite quickly, and the mobs not quite as quickly. Right, let's get back to the square then. I think the further we go into Makeb, the more destruction you see. So you can see there's some bits that are still clearly standing okay, but that is definitely not the angle it was originally built at, let's say.
All done. Imagine how
right,
rich we'd
defeat
be
the
if we sold
isotope
that armor
prime.
instead of destroying it.
What did she actually say? Oh, it's same as before. Imagine how rich we'd be if we sold all that hardware instead of destroying it. Yes, but you have to be able to decompile it enough. Now, it does have attacks have a chance to cause radiation burn, and I think they can. This is only a prototype, so that one fell quite quickly. And we will scavenge it so the Hutts can't rebuild it. Right. Voila.
What's the galaxy coming to? Hutts invading, planets cracking in half, and now whatever it was. Somebody tell me what that was.
It appeared to be a droid, Mayor.
Here
no,
I was
no
thinking
way.
It was a shiny Wookiee on stilts wearing turbo lasers for a hat. A droid indeed. Who the blazes are you?
Hello, I'm your expert.
I'm one of the Republic's top experts on Hutt smashing. Or whatever. My point is, I'm the best.
What a relief. Thanks for gracing us with your presence. This base is already collapsing. Now, I've got wounded people everywhere, and all the working shuttle pads are outside town.
Shalem can get more shuttles for the evacuation.
What we really need is the one thing those Hutts won't give us. Time.
Mayor, we're getting emergency alerts. The Hutts are landing reinforcements, mercenaries, and more of those droids.
Lovely. I'm the one-legged woman at the droid kicking contest.
They're holding the shuttle pads. We'll never get off the mesa unless someone drives the enemy off.
It's a big mesa. Surely there's another way off it.
Those droids are fast, and their weapons have enough kick to take us out from a distance. If you can't handle them, we're dead. Just clearing off the pads isn't enough, though. We need to stop the Hutts from landing more reinforcements until we've all evacuated.
We could erect energy shields, Mayor. Cover the pads so they can only be used for flying out.
Solaire, you're actually useful. If we got you some energy shields,
His first
could you
good
set them up at each landing pad?
first sensible suggestion.
You can count on me. Complicated missions are my specialty. I'll clear the shuttle pads and make sure they won't work for the Hutts.
Gather the wounded, prep for evacuation on the double. We are leaving.
Take these energy shields. Activate them at the landing pads. Good luck.
I'll stay back and give the mayor really obvious observations about what's going on around us. Right, so where are these landing pads then? Up the road, of course.
Scratch one loser.
Where am I going? Follow the purple arrows on the minimap and hope for the best. Okay, let's do that then. Ooh, gold droid. They're everywhere in Makeb. Wow. One time you need an interrupt and it's still on cooldown. Yes, let's not just run up the steps. That looks complicated. Where are you? Why can't I throw a... There. One of those. Was I not in a direct line of sight or something? It's always fun. This game's not so bad when you are not in the line of sight. It's generally right. Lotcha, on the other hand, can be really hilarious where you're like, I'm just gonna... I was gonna say fire on the bear, but Marisha keeps coming and going. But you get a other large creature that's really obviously just got a small part of its body behind a tree, and and the game says, "I'm sorry, you're not. It's not in the direct line of sight." Yeah, humongous beast, tiny tree. This one's not so bad. You can sometimes have a few things that you think I can clearly see enough to shoot at, but not always.
One loser.
Ah, there's a similar landing pad job on the Imperial side. In fact, it might be exactly the same premise. Gold mob. 1, 2, 3, go. It's always a shame when you don't get any loot or anything decent from a gold foe. Never mind. It's when I think we had in the Flashpoint there was a elite 1 or 2, and you get just scrap and a few credits out of it. You're like, seriously? It takes me a few minutes at least of constant concentration to take it down, and all you're going to give me is a bit of scrap metal. Right, the next one is just up here. And we've already fulfilled the bonus, so there's no point just shooting everything in sight. Mel may disagree with me on that, but we'll be here until the 3rd incarnation of the Republic or something Star Wars relevant. Ah! Mobs slow to spawn there. Should have known, don't trust an empty looking room, because it probably isn't. I was thinking he'd kill. Yeah, not surprised.
Scratch one loser.
And another gold guy. I think I might need caffeine. Oh, lovely, hello. Oh, that one's only a silver Isotope 5 prototype. Does that mean the only really hard-hitting Isotope 5 droid you get Republic side is when you finally finish Makeb? Which is a pain in the backside, but doesn't have the same mechanics as Imperial side. Is a much more complicated boss fight. At least plenty of rep tokens are dropping. I don't need reputation on this server, but the reputation bits are dropping at least quite well today. So I suspect that's the way it is for anyone. So long as you play a bit of Makeb, and once you've done the Makeb storyline, it unlocks daily weeklies. I can't remember which way around it is. There's one weekly. I need to follow the path. That's unusual. As you know, on Makeb it isn't. If you don't follow the path, you could just end up falling a long way. Sadly, I think the Makeb weekly is as disappointing CXP-wise, unless they've adjusted it again. As GSI, you don't get the same as a daily area, and yet with the Makeb ones, they actually take quite a lot of time. Republic dailies, some of them are actually really challenging, like get this speeder out from this area without anybody noticing, and you know, one shot and it's destroyed kind of thing. The Imperial ones are a bit more straightforward. My hands are hurting. I need to put cream on when I get to a valid point to do so. Oh look! They're everywhere! Yeah, Mel got that one.
We're under attack in the central square! Help us!
They're under attack in the central square again. Well done, Mel. You normally call them all, or pretty much. I suspect I'm going to get slower and slower at thinking. I need to, when we get to a valid point in the story, I need to go make a cold remedy. Because my head cold is coming back, which is starting to give me a bit of a headache, so I want to avoid that midstream. I'd also like to avoid taking a wrong turning. So let's head back. And take the path we actually used to come up. I would mount, but I think I'd just get ambushed and shot down. I can try. Let's go for a mechanical one, just because then you're not one-shotted down if we do get caught. Round this way. And then this way. Oh yes, a player has rescued me from getting caught by those mobs, which means they've cleared the way here. Yay! And then just up on the left again, isn't it? Yay for a player being just behind me in the story.
You're gonna live.
Right, now what is it? Imperials. Yes. Look, I thought about the uniforms.
That's far enough, thank you. I recommend you tread carefully, Captain. I'm not the Void Wolf, and this isn't some outlaw showdown.
Please, the next groundquake could destroy this mesa. Kill us all.
Then let's keep the negotiations brief, hmm? We've done no harm to these people. All we seek is the droid's Isotope 5 power supply.
What does the Empire know about Isotope 5?
You misunderstand my position. I don't know what the substance is, nor do I care. I'm simply following orders to recover samples.
Captain Balrog!
No time for debate.
Balog!
Let us have the Isotope 5, or we'll be forced to execute the prisoners. I'm sure no one wants that.
Can't have you shooting innocent people. That'd be downright inconsiderate.
Indeed. Let us not overstay our welcome. Men?
Not that you've got any Isotope 5 information, samples, or whatever.
Thought we were deader than a depleted reactor. Thanks. I'm sure it wasn't easy letting those Imperials go.
Bad enough for fighting a lunatic Hutt. Now the Empire's here too?
Maybe no one told them the planet's coming apart.
We'd better get moving.
I'll tell Shalem to expect wounded.
Captain Obvious strikes again.
Mayor, good to see you alive. I trust everything is under control?
Not even remotely.
This mesa's falling apart under our feet and we've got wounded. We need a destination for these people right away.
We'll have medics standing by at the refugee center, Mayor. Take your people there. I've set up a new camp near the Ark construction site. You have the coordinates. Meet me to plot our next move.
Any other towns in danger?
Have you received any reports of other places under attack by Toborro?
No. I think you embarrassed him. The Republic sent down a top engineer to review the Ark's schematics. He's made some interesting discoveries. Hurry.
I.e., it's nowhere near done and it might not even fly. You know, something like that. Right, report to Shalem's new camp. Don't know where the new camp is. It's a football stadium in Germany, isn't it? Of course, we can't just run to the shuttle. We have to shoot our way through it. Right. Oh, it's always confused because like this is where the quest is, but it's not. It's on a different mesa. Right, we need to make sure we hand in this secondary quest and don't just fly away because we can. Yes, his name is Captain Balog, but yeah, that would be an interesting crossover, wouldn't it? Balrog's
Vehicle pads
appearing.
are currently open for business. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
Have a safe and pleasant stay on a planet that's ripping itself apart. I doubt that very much. Right, let's not pick up any. There's 2 secondaries here. Let's not.
Here, let me.
This isn't the really annoying Mesa, is it? No, I don't think so. Right, we'll do this conversation, and then I'll have a quick break to get a hot drink, cold remedy, and then we'll carry on. Don't know whether you can tell my voice is starting to clog up a bit. This cold won't leave me alone.
Ah, you're here. Good news. Tarlem's refugees evacuated safely, and no fresh reports of Toborro's droids. You bought us time, and we'll need it. This is Gazadar, one of the Republic's top engineers, and a brave man for coming down here.
Captain, I was working at the Republic shipyards you saved from the Void Wolf. Any chance I could get your autograph or a few hours to explore your ship?
I don't like people poking around my ship. Autographs are no problem.
Fantastic. Here, you can scratch the screen on this data pad.
Gaz just made it through the analysis of the Ark.
He doesn't even get told off for that.
I'm sad to report that Toborro wasn't lying.
The Ark was specifically built to run on Isotope 5. It's the only energy source capable of pushing that massive vessel through Makeb's atmosphere.
I still haven't heard a decent explanation for what that substance is. What makes Isotope 5 so special?
It appears to be a radioactive variant of Illyrium, unique to Makeb's planetary core. From what little I've examined, it's nearly a template element. Isotope 5 can be modified into all manner of useful configurations, including a potent fuel source. But I'm no expert.
Then we need the real brains behind the Hutt Cartel's operations here. Dr. Juvard Ilip Ogorab. And we know where he is.
Whoa. The only 5-time winner of the Beodur Science Prizes on Makeb? Are you saying he designed the Ark?
Probably those droids, too. Dr. Ogorab has been holed up at the Sanctuary Research Complex since before his people invaded. If anyone knows about Isotope 5...
This is when you need Theron Cedrax to be able to have companion quips put into the conversations, which you don't from Makeb onwards. You only get them out on the planet, but this would be like his ideal scenario.
Why would a Hutt scientist help us at all? Isn't he with the cartel?
Dr. Ogorab is well respected across the galaxy. For a Hutt, he's pretty reasonable. The Sanctuary Research Complex is one of the most advanced experimental laboratories in the galaxy. It's on an isolated mesa completely under Hutt control.
There's no telling what sort of defenses a genius like Dr. Ogorab has there. And you'll be going in blind.
There are data access terminals on the Sanctuary's testing grounds. Try accessing one. It might let you disable any unwelcome surprises. Otherwise, good luck.
Why can't we just go after Toborro? He's the one with the Ark's fuel.
We're only getting one chance at this. We can't afford to be wrong about anything. Dr. Ogorab has the knowledge we need.
And please, for the love of science, don't hurt Dr. Ogorab. I didn't bring a way to preserve his brain.
Priorities. Preserve the Hutt's brain. Right, okay, it's time for me to grab a drink. AKA a cold remedy to make me feel like I can actually breathe again. So, I will aim not to even be 5 minutes if at all possible, but if you want to put the kettle on, now's the time. I'll be back in a few minutes. Almost back, I just need to grab a jumper because it's gone a bit cold. Coolio. Right then. Where are we going? We're getting on another shuttle. Of course we are. This is Makeb. And the shuttle's up there before we forget.
I demand I have a spot on the Ark. My family has been here for generations.
More like resting on your laurels for generations. Sir, I'm willing to spend whatever it takes to secure a compartment for my family.
Please calm yourselves. Both of your families are safe. The Ark has room for everybody left on Makeb.
That's a lie. Everybody knows Makeb is overpopulated.
He may be pompous, but he's no fool. There can't be enough room to fit an entire planet's worth of people.
If we have to, we can fit 1.5 Makebs into the Ark. Take a look at these schematics. There's enough room.
Just I pause there because sometimes it's interesting to hear the random NPCs around anywhere, really. The little conversations you hear between them.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
Right.
Here,
settled
let
down.
me.
Thanks, Mel. Right, cool. Get back into the swing of things. There are apparently a lot of... Yeah, I should actually play this character off stream because it might be that some of the armor pieces come from these. These are not exploration missions. These are ones that are there whether you have exploration ticked or not, because we haven't got them ticked down here. Hi, Don's Maniac. Watching this shows I really need a new laptop or graphics card. Believe it or not, this laptop is 6+ years old.
I'm betting this place was named Sanctuary for the irony.
Although when I bought the laptop, I did swap out the graphics card for something better when I bought the machine.
It's high time you Republic agitators showed up. Toborro and his brutes have this entire facility captive.
Mysterious ally.
Bother liberating it.
We're not getting a stable image on this end.
Hi,
Who are
Taffy.
you? And how do you know us?
Please, call me Lippy. After all you've done to the cartel, everyone on Makeb knows you. There are many on this mesa being forced to work as slaves. We would be honored to aid your attack. We possess detailed data on the lethal security grid Toborro installed across the mesa. We'll help you destroy it so you can enter the main complex, and we can escape.
If you have information, now's the time to share it. Things are about to get loud.
I am transmitting data on several key objectives. Each will provide you ample opportunity to convey your displeasure with Toborro. Stand by. Follow those instructions precisely. You'll not only gain access to the main complex, you'll destroy Toborro's security grid. We'll speak again when you reach the main complex entrance.
I don't know whether it makes a difference, Dons, but my hardware is Mac, because this was originally a work machine, as in I used to do sole trade work and InDesign, and so I bought a Mac. Now the Mac operating system isn't on this machine at all, it's just Windows. Which path do I take? So it's about a 6 or 7 year old Mac, which I swapped out the graphics card for. I am now attempting to, because I realised, if you can hear me with the shooting, I have no backup plan if this machine dies. So attempting to, given our very limited income, put a little bit aside each month so that if it dies I have something to fall back on. But yeah, the hardware is Mac, but the actual operating system is Windows 10. Oh look, these dinosaurs, sorry, lizards, die standing up. What a friendly creature. So I know Windows machines that are sold as Windows machines, certainly if you got it from like a general high street place, they don't tend to last well after 3 to 4 years. They start to go a lot slower. Dual boot via boot camp, yes. Although once you take off Mac operating system, and say this is the primary hard drive. It's one hard drive, but it was divided into dual boot. Yeah. Is that a bonus, or is that something completely different? I don't know. I'm going to investigate. It takes a few seconds when you decide to just make it a single operating system that's not Mac. It is a bonus. No, it's part of the oh, that's it. Okay, no, that's part of the actual mission we're on. Gold mob. It takes a few seconds for it to think, why has this not got Mac on it? I don't understand. And then it boots into Windows absolutely fine. It's forced me to actually not having the works software access anymore. Forced me to work GIMP better. So all my own website graphics, as I see them, as very generic, and not generic, but very average. Are done through GIMP because I don't have access to the works licenses anymore, because we don't have that business anymore. And now for something completely different. Only problem I have with playing on my MacBook is this. Yeah, so I've got a MacBook Pro from 6-7 years ago. I'm dual screening here, so I have my the one, as you can see, I'm pointing towards the webcam screen. This one has the actual broadcast software on it, so I know what is being shown to you people, and the chat room app on top of it. And then I've got a separate monitor, which runs at a lower resolution, but a better graphics, because I can actually run this one at 2,880 pixels if I want to, which isn't so bad. If you, certainly on the Old Republic, I have to dim down the graphics settings a little bit to compensate. In Lotro, which I also play and stream, it's almost unplayable because the UI doesn't scale up that far. And you have to set the graphics a lot lower if you want to try and run it at 2,800 pixels wide. So I don't. So I dual screen. So I love Mac hardware, but I'm not a fanboy. So I have the same phone from about 5 years ago as well now. But I decided I didn't want everything Apple, so I don't have an iPhone. Do own an iPad, but that was bought for the purposes of testing when I ran a business.
One loser.
Do you think he saw us? That's a great pun. I like that one. Seen you Yeah, you can't play all the games in the world, but you can give it a good go. It took me, as the Old Republic was my first MMO, it took me quite a bit of time to learn another one, and LOTRO is quite complicated in its stats, particularly. Once you get your head around some of it, it's not that bad. You just get used to the complications. But there are some things that each game does better than the other, so to speak. So all the video cutscenes you get here, you don't have that kind of dialogue system in place. Even though, say I started learning a game's software programming system, which I've toyed with before but don't really have the concentration span to do it. It doesn't even have text dialogue options in LOTRO. But it does still do story very well. And relaxation, and there's all sorts of things that I prefer about LOTRO compared to the Old Republic, but we get spoilt with in-depth video content, effectively, on the Old Republic.
You're gonna live.
And yes, you've got a few people in the room who like the music system, which I have not really. I think I've got one of my minstrels to play a tune just to purely see how it happened. But if I'm in LOTRO, I usually am either video recording or playing. And finally, I've got back to streaming, which I'm so glad about. But we have loads of content left for this Smuggler Saturday. Right, where are we at? Oh, we've got a bonus in play of defeat 40 security forces. Wasn't even paying attention. And we're up to 27. Have I missed one of the objectives? No, it's around the corner. Sometimes I get so distracted by chat, I forget, oh, by the way, you're actually on a mission and they're going to shoot you if you don't shoot first. Shut down second security towers. Ah, these are the ones that you... Gold mob, that you have to scan if you come back to do GSI. Or if not necessarily precisely these ones, certainly ones that look like it. Other things that I prefer in LOTRO are like they do pending loot, so you haven't got to keep it all in your inventory. It has a carefully managed API, but it means players can develop their own plugins, etc., and in fact themes for the UI, which you can't do in the Old Republic. Right, where's the last tower then? Up. Is this a bay? Oh, should have known. Sometimes I think, oh no, I'll mount it, it'll make things go quicker. But then actually you lose time mounting and dismounting, so... Defeats the object! Never mind. Plated Guria. I'm gonna call Gold Mob as well. I think Melbourne off there. Hits from this massive beast slow the target significantly, is the warning. That mob was underground, wasn't it? Didn't even see that one. Yeah, you can claim that one, Mel. We need to find... There must be a Twitch plugin you can use, or an extension you can use for tossing up things like who says Gold Mob first. Gold Mob. Chewing on peanuts to try and help with energy levels. Do I have to walk all the way around this to get to that, or have I missed a turning? I think I've missed a turning. Can I go up here and turn left? Don't mind if I do. Working through Trooper just now. Yeah, I can only... M14X. I can only... I think I played with him for a significant length of time purely to get the kill count achievement. After that, it's just... yeah, I've got to be... put up with him for the companion conversations. In defense of the glorious Republic, for which all our brave soldiers will risk to bring down imperial tyranny in the name of galactic freedom. And insert other superlative language here. Whose sniper rifle does Risha have? I need to replace her sniper rifle. It's quite a harsh sound. Troopers wouldn't give an M14X. M14X, probably the best droid in the Republic. Oh man, is 4X really like that? Yes. I can't quite do the voice, but yes. He uses really, it's the extreme language that even politicians nowadays, without expressing any political views, can use, where you are highlighting how good your side is and how obviously abhorrent the other side is, ignoring the fact that they think the same thing in the opposite direction. Yes, the Republic could never do any wrong in M14X's opinion, and the Empire could never do anything right, despite any evidence shown to the opposite. He is quite funny, because he is massively over the top. Right, so I need to go down... I've taken a very wrong turning, haven't I? That's a gold mob, but it's yellow, so I don't have to attack it. Oh, I was actually on the right track before. Sorry, Mel. I need to be in there. Jumping is not wise, because I don't even know whether it's safe. Well, it probably isn't safe, but... Oh yes, 4X's solo missions are just...
Here, let me...
Whoever wrote his character had such fun. Yes, he does, Dons! Yeah, absolutely. Yes. He does sound like the narrator from Clone Wars intros. Brave men of the Republic. Oh, it's not this door yet. I took the wrong door. Darn it. Oh, okay, I need to be through there. Right. Waiting to be weighthead. Watched. You watty head. I wonder if that first door I went to was actually the Imperial equivalent mission. Oh. What level influence have I got Risha 2 now? 20. Slightly overkill for this earlier content, but will come in handy later.
Toborro's security grid is down. We're entering the main complex.
Splendiferous. You've eliminated many of that
Splendiferous.
bully's unforgivably barbaric thugs, but more remain inside the complex. Once you've eliminated them and disabled any internal defenses, we will evacuate Sanctuary. Your heroics are most appreciated, and we will return the favor. It is obvious you came for the illustrious Dr. Ogorov. We're transmitting his coordinates so that you may quickly find him. Best of luck.
Imagine that voice there, but mechanized and a bit higher pitched. The language he used there was quite superlative, and that's the tone of M14X. Right. Oh, now I need the other door. I wasn't completely wrong, I was just slightly out of order. Okay. Splendiferous. Said nobody real ever. Right. Oh, Hazard, I don't know whether our change in time zone, well, not time zone, but we moved forward an hour, has that actually flummoxed anybody recently? Because I only realised I should have been advertising as being on BST rather than GMT, and then thought, drat, have people been coming at the wrong time? Yeah, sorry if that caused confusion, but I only realised 2 weeks after Easter, which is when the clocks changed here.
Let me.
Taffy has said splendiferous. Fair enough, okay. I've just got to make sure I don't accidentally pick it up. It's like Okie Day I pick up and only realise after saying Okie Day that that was something that Jar Jar Binks said, so... Oops. We all have our heroes, or something. Security Bunker Lieutenant. Impressive title for someone about to die. My bags aren't filling up too much. Good, good. Where am I actually going? Before I just shoot everything in sight, I need to go right here, so... Time difference is back to normal. It's frustrating 2 weeks twice when you're trying to cut... it's back to what is normal now. Yes. Yeah, because for a while I was getting confused with... Trying to think what was the thing that really set me off. There was something that was time zone and I was an hour wrong. Can't remember offhand. Oh, it was trying to get to second breakfast 11's is, or because I have Titan Bar plugin for Lotro, and you can set server time and local time so that you see both at the same time, and I was wrong by an hour, and I was convinced it was set correctly. It wasn't, because I hadn't reset it when the Americans had their time zone change. Gold mob. I thought there was 2 there, but that droid is partly done. Am I still in the right direction? Yes. Although... we are disabling inner defences. I see. Just happily shooting through everything and forgetting, why am I doing this? I've taken so many lives and I can't remember what the purpose was, but hey, we had fun! Open the secure lab door. Oh, thanks Taffy. It's not that, you know, FJ is doing really well on the competition this week, it's that Mel isn't paying attention. 2 weeks earlier in spring, 2 weeks later in autumn. Yeah, I hadn't realised that until the last spring change. I need more droids, not excuses. Perhaps you should have left me to my Isotope 5. What am I supposed to build to your war machines with? Durachrome and Phobium? I am an artist, Toborro, but I require the proper time and materials to produce my masterpieces. Respect my process. Liar! The Republic and Empire have united against me, and now you've joined the enemy. I see who stands in your lab. You're cute when you bicker.
Don't mind me, I'm just enjoying the show. I never knew how big Hutt's nostrils could flare when they get upset with each other.
Do not mock me, I'll grind that pretty face of yours into the dust. Listen to reason, think! It is not too late to cut a deal with the Republic. There will be no deal. If you are not with me, you are dead. Only a Sith talks in absolutes. I will do what I must.
You can see why I was forced to lend my brilliance to your assault. I'm glad you're here. My apologies for the earlier subterfuge. A necessary contrivance. Toborro seized control of my defenses and was watching me closely, but I am no one's prisoner.
You helped us defeat your own security grid. I thought your people only spoke in Huttese.
All Hutts can speak your language. We simply choose not to. Given the circumstances, I prefer to avoid linguistic misunderstandings. We have complementary goals. You want what Toborro possesses, and I wish very much not to die.
Oh, fair enough.
Provide me with transport off this doomed planet. I will aid your efforts to recover the Isotope 5 fuel rods that power Toborro's Ark.
You're the only halfway decent Hutt we've met in a while. I suppose that should count for something.
How fortunate for me that my brethren have profoundly lowered your expectations. I have a personal shuttle here. It's large enough to accommodate us all. Thanks to you, we can now fly. We should leave before Toborro sends an army to kill us. Take me to your allies, and I will explain what must be done.
You've also got to remember with the gold mob competition that it's easier to speak out gold mob than it is to walk down a walkway safely. No, than it is to type it and press enter in time. Oh no, take me to your leader. Well, it's effectively is, isn't it?
Doctor, it's such an honor. I'm so glad we weren't forced to kill you.
We held up our end of the bargain and got you to safety. Tell us about Isotope 5 and how to fuel the Ark.
Isotope 5. Toborro's great discovery at the center of Makeb. Something truly unique in all the galaxy, and worth destroying this planet to obtain. Imagine a substance as light as shimmer silk, but stronger than Durasteel. It distorts gravity and electromagnetic fields so predictably that it can be refined into fuel. Isotope 5 has limitless potential to remake this galaxy. Those droids you battled were first-generation prototypes. Playthings.
Second flashpoint is definitely on our oh heck no, not ever again list. Which flashpoint was your second one? I'm intrigued.
Are you saying there are even more advanced versions of those droids? How many? What are their capabilities?
Toborro has dozens of prototype weapons. Their capabilities vary based on whatever creative inspiration moved me that day. I crafted a beautiful set of Isotope 5 fuel rods to power Toborro's Ark. Some of my finest work, but you'll never see it. According to my data stream, Toborro has increased mining production to maximum levels. Makeb's destruction will arrive far ahead of schedule. You have a spacecraft, yes? We should depart immediately.
We only leave with the Ark.
We won't abandon millions of Makeb refugees. You said you could help us get the fuel rods back.
That was before I saw the latest updates on Toborro's drilling operations.
The mining platforms are massive lasers drilling directly into the planet. Shutting them down would release core pressure and buy us time.
Attacking the mining platforms would be suicidal. Even worse, it might kill me. Wait, why do I get the feeling you're serious?
Because we are serious. The second Zerka FP, the Zerka ones are actually really challenging. I've only done them a small number of times as it is. They are tricky. Dons, I think they sometimes will do flashpoints, but not always. They're quite casual, I think. They're not, as far as I know, they're not operations kind of people. Last time you ran the Zerka one, it glitched. Oh, that's... I thought the Darth Malgus one would actually glitch on stream, and it didn't. Yes, the really hard ones you definitely don't want to glitch. I'm serious, and don't call me Shirley. Attacking the mining platforms would be suicidal. Even worse, it might kill me.
What does Toborro have guarding these mining platforms?
With a steady supply of raw isotope 5, my former employer can power a multitude of devices designed to exterminate all trespassers.
We need to deactivate all of Toborro's mining platforms. That's the only way to slow Makeb's destruction until we can get the Ark's fuel rods.
I fear it won't be as easy as flipping switches. The platforms and their control rooms...
Oh, this isn't the mining mesa, is it?
Surely Toborro has the platforms rigged to shoot down any incoming shuttles.
Thanks to Dr. Ogorob's craft, we know what transponder frequency Toborro uses to identify friendly airspeeders. We'll fake them out.
I'll have a transport to the mining platforms prepped for you immediately.
Oh, is this
Keep
the
us apprised of
repetitive
your progress.
mesa? Hey, that's a halfway respectable top. That's probably one of the nicer... This is where he hopes he hasn't actually got rid of fractured. I don't think I've got rid of any other fractured stuff. They're into extermination. Oh, I hope next time I see an extermination droid that I don't remember that you likened them to Daleks. I'm just checking I haven't ditched a piece of the outfit. No. Good. Ah, there's the other one. I knew it had multiple pieces. Let's put them together.
You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
Disengage platform Kita's safety. Is Kita or Abesh for
Pads
K?
are currently open for business. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
Planetary surgery. Hi, Sausages 1. What's my main? I play so many characters now. In theory, my main is my Jedi Shadow. But I play other ones more. I've got my highest command level is actually a Sith Inquisitor healer. Just because I've got a lot of story involved. And then I have a character that's the best geared simply in case Guildies need something for a flashpoint or an op and I feel up to it. And that's actually I main or I've geared a mercenary for that task. Defeat cartel forces 50. Really? That's not going to be a challenge. So, the question of main is more complicated for me. My oldest character is that Jedi Shadow I mentioned. But I've struggled to play him because of no Nadia, and also because double-bladed combat can actually be really bad on my hands, which I've got compression gloves to help with pain. But I have found if I want to do dailies that I should use my Jedi Shadow because of the joy of stealthing. So not this week, we're just finishing up. The week before I did, was it actually? Very recently I did the conquest that was to do with daily areas, which yields very good gold mob, very good CXP. But you can stealth through, especially places that are really annoying, like Section X and the Black Hole Heroic, which can be a right royal pain in the behind because of being pulled and thrown around. What's anyone else's mains on this in this game?
One loser.
I'm just curious what other people focus on. Now the question's been asked.
Quite an operation Toborro has here. Let's shut it down, shall we?
Yeah, quite an operation Toborro has here. Let's shut it down. Yes. Feel you there with the stealthing going from a Shadow Juggernaut. Feels like I have to kill everything. Yeah, dailies is one of those things where taking your time is not really rewarding. I mean, I don't play for gear rewards, for example. Gold Mob. Imperial Agent is done. Jedi Sage and Sith Warrior respectively. I think you can guess who. Yes, I probably can guess who. Yeah, following up Zin's comment there, I don't do group content with strangers. I find it stressful doing group finder, and so I do it with friends who understand my physical limitations and that I might need a break in the middle of things, and that speed is not actually the best way to deal with content for me. It's easy for me to do as a solo player to forget that some people genuinely do want to do group content because that's the strength of an MMO. And I know people said, well, if you want decent graphics, you should play a solo game. And I do. I have a solo game, but I haven't played in absolutely ages because of finding other content in my MMOs. But the main advantage for an MMO for me is not the group content, but talking to people. Talking to people in guild chat, for example. Power down the laser. So it's the social aspect is why I like playing MMOs, and these graphics aren't bad. It's not that I'm... To be fair, with my machine, I'm not sure it could take some of the latest games being released anyway, so... A little breathing space on. Bye bye. Don't really have a main light to play everything. Yeah, I think in the Old Republic, that's why it's like I have mains for different purposes and different moods. It's easier in Lotro because I call my main the one that is furthest along in the content. But when you've because content is slower coming out in the Old Republic, I've got a few characters that have done all the content. But then my Merc, who I mentioned earlier, who is geared for ops, based on critical rating and various other things that they need in play and accuracy, hasn't done the latest 2 chapters because I can't be bothered to keep repeating it. I'm that kind of person. But it means there isn't a one character that I play all the time. This one is currently the one I'm playing most of the time because I'm streaming it. In between times I've got so many characters. I've got several class stories started, for example. And what I call experiments. So I'm running a Sith Juggernaut DPS, but experimenting with adding extra defense in to see if it makes it less squishy, so you're less reliant on your healer. Am I taking the right way to get out of here? Yes, I think so. So I have some experimental ones. I'm trying to find the way out. Here, right. Hope the game gets better single player update. Game just seems so PvP focused. The problem that BioWare Austin have had is that they swing from one gold mob, one type of content to another type of content. So they get corners that are saying you're not doing enough for group content, so they bring out another one operation boss, for example.
A lot more than me.
But then they bring out stuff that's difficult unless you do it with groups, and then people like me say, but we were able to solo this kind of stuff before the last update. And so I think they keep swinging, trying to please everybody, which I don't think any gaming producer can effectively please everybody. So they're firefighting while trying to produce new content. So I don't know what 6.0 is going to look like. I've got a few hopes for it that I need to blog about, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes trying to balance all the priorities and who's shouting the loudest. It's not a sustainable strategy for developing any business. But it's easy to fall into the trap of doing exactly that. Have a whole load of alts, only two mentioned earlier. I want to play with Zin and Taffy. Most progressed. Yeah, again, I find it hard. I used to know who my main was in this game, but if I want to play slow content and go and do some GSI and just chill and relax, I'm more likely to play Talitha, who's a healer, and just let Gold Mob, in case Mel gets there before me. And let the companion do most of the I don't know who called that, because I think I get chat slightly delayed compared to anyone else, so someone else can be the judge of that. Gold Knob, I must have got that one. I think I'm going to mostly do dailies now on my Shadow, because it's easier, and I'm still got reputation outstanding in especially Section X. Except Iokath. I like doing that on my Merc because of the ranged ability. And then I'll have an urge for story, so it's... And as there's not much new story coming out, at least not regularly, is replaying class missions, which even I'm now struggling to really get into, because I've done them so many times. So I'm also hoping there's something on the line for solo players that it's going to take some time to complete. Oh, Gold Mob and a whole bunch of other things. Yes, but loot chest. Might need all my defences for this one. Standing in stupid won't help. I earned this, even if it's pants. I earned it. And that's also not a door, which is a little bit more annoying. Right. I got a free hat, which looks exactly like that hat, because it's exactly like that hat. Oh, don't take... Oh, it's okay, it's phased. I was getting slightly concerned he was going to take my objectives.
This is your last mistake.
See, I hope my explanation about gaming priorities kind of makes sense. You didn't get pants, but yes, exactly. Oh, I forget that pants means something different. I use it to say it's a nice word for something that is of low value. Sorry, I forget some of the detail and the effort they put in for this expansion pack particularly. Yes, someone mentioned that, Mel. Someone was in fact it might have been Zin, said that, because I did my Thursday stream during working hours and I didn't think anyone would come, but forget that, of course, international gaming community. But that you'd be at your normal office job while I was streaming, which is fair enough. People have real work. I'm just not one of them. Right. How are we doing? So that's one of them. Ah, we've got to go around the circle again. Oh, lovely. Gold mob. In which case, Mel, I'm glad we didn't get how pants are understood in the UK out of a loot box, because that would be unfortunate or suggestive, depending on how you want to take it. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Mel. I finished later than I'd planned because we were doing Mirkwood, which I've never done before, which turned out to be quite bad on my eyes because it's really, really dark. But I think we finished about 5:30, which is a long stream for me. Certainly with Lotro, where you're reading out the quest text. Right, power down the platform, Kawana laser. I don't want Kawana laser. I want it turned off.
Didn't see that coming.
Oh, I was expecting some to come blasting in there because they did on the previous mining platform. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. And you definitely don't want to be finding those pants in loot boxes. Definitely not. Disengage platform, Duba's safeties. Whoopee. Yeah, you take your loot back to your ship, pass it on to your cleaning droid and just go, don't ask. Get them in the steamer. Right. Oh, Ranger, can I try your pants on? Yes, and you know what? In Lotro, someone else pointed it out on Twitter, and ever since I've not let it go out of my head. When you get like Ceradan's pants, you're like, he should be wearing them. Why is he giving me his cast-off, hopefully, trousers? Yes, but interestingly we don't have overpants. Have I just rocked up to the Imperial... No, this looks like one of the Imperial landing points, which I was getting a little bit concerned at. It's because some of the bits in Makeb look very, very similar. Gold mob. I don't know if there's an achievement for how many
You a lot
Isotope
more than
5
me.
droids you take out. If not, there should be. You called it because you put potential gold mob. Right. I am gonna take a mechanized speeder. Because I don't want to spend forever shooting through things, else my hands are going to wreck. Now then, where's the... do I need to be through there? I need to be in that direction. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I can't just ride past that lot.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Yeah, I feel that. Do 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 do. Gold mob. Talking to confession, he was giving elements pants and hung on to those pants for a long time. Oh my. At least when you meet Caliborn, you don't get his pants. Like, I'm going to give you something to remember your trip here by. No, no, no! I'd rather forget it. Take it away. No worries, Dons. Thanks so much for popping in. Have fun. Look after yourself. Right. There's no bonus for just shooting everything on the way to the mining platform. So. Oh, darn it! This mesa is also so confusing sometimes. Right, so I need to be over there. There's the way on. Yeah, I can't... I will hurt my hands if I try to kill everything. Now then. And I was supposed to put cream on. I must remember to do that when we report back.
You're gonna live.
Did I finish my cold remedy? Yes, sadly. Oh, you're so gracious, Mel. This feeling of being overpowered will soon change when we hit coffee. I think there are a few in the flashpoints of Shadow of Revan that make you put a bit more effort into the fights, but I'll make the most of the easy fights while I've got them. I kind of feel sorry for the voice actors that had to record, right, I want to do your best, I've just been shot and I'm dead voice. Enter the platform Duba's laser control room. It always does. Over there. Gold mob. I really should learn to interrupt that incinerator. At least they're not the goblins from Lot Church on Yeah! All over the place as well. Definitely. Hello.
Thanks for the assist. Private Vandalic 8th Imperial Infantry. Might keep your distance. Insides leaking out.
Don't try to move. We'll transport you out of here.
Generous, but a waste of effort. Not much time, so listen. Wasn't always Imperial military. Born on Makeb. Caught wind of the Hutt takeover, and volunteered for this. Defend my old home.
You don't sound like a typical Imperial. Didn't realize the military was recruiting outside their space.
Was this, or mining? Bad choice, looking back. Orders were to steal Isotope 5. But I wanted to help your evacuation. Still have friends and family here. Shutting down drills, not enough. Need to open emergency release valves at primary control center. Reduce core pressure.
Where is this primary control center? We'll go right away.
Have the coordinates. Controls are locked down. You'll need help. Use Slicer Spike in Control Center's mainframe. Override Hutt security lockout. Take control. Vent the core. Control Center's heavily guarded. Sorry, that part's on you. Please get my people off this rock.
Is there a message you want delivered to your friends and family?
No time. Wish I could stay.
Hi, Secret. And yes, those after-death laughs are very, very weird. Although sometimes they just crack me up. Especially if they come, like, in words as well. But yeah, good to see you, Secret. Slice the primary security console. Oh, look! That's further down around the mesa. At least this bit of the platform's not public, so the stuff hasn't respawned. Right, so I need to get back down here and not fall down here, which, although it gets me out of my current situation, doesn't really get where I want to be going. Down here, then take the path. Yes, they're yellow, good. Yeah, trying, Mel. I'm trying not to die.
You're gonna live.
I might carry on playing this character after stream and come back and do the other missions if we don't have all the armor pieces, because we've got 3 of them so far. I think they might have fixed it. At one point you didn't really get... yes, to answer that question, it is the one from the DVL event, which has a, what do they call it? A flourish? Yes, piloting skill. Use the mount flourish key to activate the... It doesn't actually, obviously, do the damage or anything, but... Yes, and you are correct, it's Victor's Trailblazer, Mel.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Not all mounts have a flourish. Oh, speaking of flourishes, the core, the Chiss one, the flourish, lets you put the wings up and back down, which is kind of neat. The mounts that have them have it in the text. So hovertext here, it says use the mount flourish key to binding to activate this mount's flourish, and the Chiss one says the same. So not all of them. In fact, I don't think many of them do. See, that one doesn't have a flourish. Oh, apparently this one does. I've not experimented. What's this one's? Ah, that's cool. That's the one from the Nar Shaddaa Nightlife event. My default, and I don't think I changed it, flourish key is Control Z.
It's not as
Mel?
bad as it looks.
So yeah, look at your hover text to find out what the flourish is. Hi Vab Diesel, and thanks for following. I don't think I have the Imperial Devastator on any character. Which one's that one? Collections, mounts, vehicles. No, I definitely... Oh, that's the tank. Yeah, I struggle with really big mounts. I mean, is that not one from a cartel pack anyway? So I was never going to get it because I don't buy cartel packs. But yeah, I struggle with really big mounts. They take up so much screen space. Presumably the flourish secret is the activation of the cannon on that one.
Lambda, Gez, we're at the drilling site's primary control center. An Imperial soldier, an ex-native, told us to open the emergency release valves. He said it was the only way to release planetary core pressure. Do you agree?
Tectonic vibrations are still off the charts. Coranto Mesa just exploded. Good thing we're not there. Those drilling lasers were working overtime. The heat buildup beneath the planet's crust is massive. Venting the core would cool things off.
All that heat has to go someplace. Is there a way we could direct it to take out Toborro's forces?
Nice thought, but no. Normally, venting that much heat would cause an environmental catastrophe. But at this point, who cares?
Valid point.
It's working. Readings show seismic activity falling quickly. That should buy you enough time to get the Ark's fuel rods.
Any more?
We're still cutting it awfully close. Can we use this equipment to reverse the core's damage?
Well, if we had months, maybe. But we don't. We've had an interesting development while you were gone. Dr. Ogarob isn't the only Hutt on Makeb who's changing sides. The local Hutt Cartel leaders, minus Toborro, want to negotiate with you personally. Hurry back to camp and meet us in the diplomatic tent.
I don't trust this. I don't remember the storyline enough. Report to Shalem Investor's diplomatic tent. Where is his tent? I can't remember anymore. And why is it? Oh, it's here. So I need to get back to the giant spear. They look impressive, part 2. Not normally a big fan of them either. I suppose there are certain big mounts that are quite worth it. So I used the Chiss one, which I wanted that Chiss one. Ever since spotting it in the Capero flashpoint. But I'd only use it where there's a lot of open space. So I think I used it on Hoth last. I never understand people driving the huge speeders like around Fleet or something where they just end up... If it was, you know, if there was enough physics involved, they'd be running people over.
Report your ailments.
I am going back to negotiate with diplomatic intent. Yes, double meaning. Of course, I don't know what I'm negotiating yet.
You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
I'm not returning to a post, I'm returning to a tent, darn it. Thank you.
You sold us out to that maniac Toborro? Now that he's turned on you, we're supposed to save your skins? Incredible.
Had we known Toborro was insane, we never would have supported him. He is no longer Hutt Cartel. We formally shun him. However, in breaking ties with Toborro, we find ourselves stranded on Makeb with you. We are prepared to offer generous compensation for seating and cargo space aboard the Ark.
Cargo? Are you delusional? Your bodies take up more room than a dozen good people.
Ah, one of the Republic's greatest heroes. Just the person we could use to bring some wisdom and perspective to the discussion.
Wisdom's overrated, but I'm all about perspective. From where I'm standing, I heard someone mention generous compensation.
There is nothing they can offer to repay what they've done to Makeb.
Fair enough, actually.
Republic champions, my masters apologize for this unfortunate situation. Surely we can reach a state of mutually beneficial recompense and earn passage aboard the Ark?
My people deserve rescue. The Hutt Cartel's leaders can't just beg their way out.
Shalem's right. But these are the most powerful Hutts in the galaxy. We can name our price to save their lives, and think what that means for defeating the Empire.
Oh my life, I don't remember this choice. We can't actually trust the Hutts, right?
They'll say anything to get what they want, and the minute we turn our backs, they'll stab us.
They wouldn't dare. You hold all the power here. You can force them to commit their fleet to our side. Toborro has lost his mind, and these cartel leaders know it. They can't go back to him. They need us.
Honored Republic heroes, you are known for mercy and greatness. Can you find it within yourselves to forgive our profound error in judgment?
I'll consider it.
You know me well. Mercy? I've got it. Greatness? Definitely. And I don't like to write off any opportunity for mutual profit. If you're serious about business, so am I.
Honored Republic negotiators, my masters will happily continue debasing themselves, but Makeb's time grows short. If you provide safe passage for my masters and their cargo, they will fully commit the cartel to an alliance with the Republic. Surely you find this agreeable?
Oh, the option is fine, will be reasonable, or you will serve and obey us. They wouldn't serve and obey us, so it's not really a choice.
Inform your masters that they'll be allowed to board the Ark with the other refugees. Personal belongings will be loaded as space permits. First priority will be given to food, medicine, and other items essential to survival. Rhodium-plated statues will not qualify. We'll negotiate exactly what responsibilities the cartel has to the Republic once this crisis is over. We'll expect full cooperation.
My masters wish no further hostilities with you. The offer is accepted without condition.
I think you're the first in galactic history to force the Hutts into a deal they can't afford. Now all we need are those fuel rods. Dr. Ogorab is with Shalem. You should coordinate with them.
Well, nice. Yes, I agree with Zin. For the purposes of the video, in case people lost track of the chat overlay, speeders should be banned on fleet. Yeah, actually, I agree with that. I mean, I use my creatures and small mounts, but I'd happily sacrifice that to see it fleet free. See it mount free.
For examination and suggested products.
I just did that. Let's not do that again. Going into the larger tent. No, just making them, yeah, an offer they can't refuse, yeah. Would you like to live or not?
The cartel has deserted you, Toborro. You have no allies left. Don't be a fool. Give us the fuel rods.
Never. The entire galaxy plots against me, but I still hold the ultimate power. Let this planet tear itself apart. My fortress can withstand anything. When you're all dead, Toborro will still remain. This galaxy is mine. You need psychological help.
Toborro, there's something very wrong with you. Listen to what you're saying. It doesn't make sense.
No more words. Now, only death.
That inbred imbecile has abandoned all sanity. You will have to take the Ark's fuel rods by force. His palace is a testament to my artistry. I poured my spirit into designing lethal defenses. I also left myself a private entrance inside.
This is the only bit I get confused as, because you have the Archon when you take on the Imperial side of Makeb, and you get Toborro on the Republic side, and yet both seem to say that they have headship, but that they can't both be correct, and that's something I haven't quite got my head around years later. Yeah, very easily confused there, Mel, definitely. Although I have taken in Lottery to checking the skins of allies before I trash them. I found a very pretty bow skin that looks like it's got silver leaves on the ends. Anyway, private entrance inside. Sneaky little hut, I approve.
A secret back door? I'm starting to like you, Ogorov.
My charms are legion. Toborro will have far more than my inspired designs guarding him. His most lethal soldiers and Isotope 5 droids patrol every corridor.
We'll hold this position until you get back.
Without those fuel rods, millions will die. If you can't get them, I'm canceling your parade.
Tell your people not to worry. We'll get those fuel rods no matter what.
Oh, it's
Be safe.
You now have coordinates and the security code to my secret entrance. Once you're inside, contact me for more information. Don't die.
Okay, confession up front. I'm pretty sure I have never done the Republic boss and not died the first time. Ha 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 ha. So now I'm either going to die on public, or it'll be a first.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
You're gonna live.
This is the only downside when you adjust your zoom out, is that when you take a taxi, it only happens with taxis, it automatically zooms out to maximum. Oh, good secret. I'm so glad it's not just me. So we will get gloves from this. So the only thing, I haven't picked up any trousers, stroke pants. So we'll have to come back and find, or boots. Yeah. So the other pieces of the cosmetic outfit from Makeb, Gold Mob, are
I don't want to be inside that palace when the next quake levels this mesa. Come on.
I will need to come back on my own time, or maybe after stream, and find the other pieces. Only done it twice, but still. I actually can't remember when I last did it Republic side, which means I'm always geared up for... The Imperial side is a more complicated mechanic because of repair droids that come in partway through. The Republic one is more about don't get hit by his one shot. So if I remember, the trick is to get behind Toborro, not in front, because if you're in front and he one shots you, you do have to start it and fight all over again. Which, unless I've really misremembered, involves you having to make this walk all over again. Originally I was going to end up having to be interrupted in the stream partway through because my parents gifted us a car that would fit Naya's... NJ's. I don't think I can bleep that out on stream. child seat, but we were trying to get rid of the old one, and the guy who was going to pick up the old one was going to be coming in the middle of my stream. And wife was like, I think for the sake of getting some extra money in our bank, you're going to have to interrupt your stream. But he deferred, so it's fine. No, that's Toborro's courtyard. Where's the back end? Ah, is Toborro's courtyard the operation? Or at least oh, you called that one Mel, I totally blanked it. But he's going to come sometime after dinner, apparently. Right. Of course, when someone says, I'll come after dinner, that could mean after 5 o'clock. It could mean after 7 or 8 o'clock. Dinner is a very vague time scale. But it did mean it shouldn't be happening during my stream. So, my wife texted me and said, it's alright, you should be able to stream without interruptions. Oh, what was the purple? Oh, it's never anything class appropriate, is it? What level is that? 228. I don't think I even have someone that can use... I might have. Gold mob. Hutt suppression droid. Ah, it's that gonk droid that's used in... Oh wow, can I remember which class it is? I think it's a Jedi Knight class on Terrace that talks about imp scum. He would have made great friends with 4X. Ah, thanks, Secret. I just vaguely remember there being an operation called Toborro's Courtyard that I've never ever done because it's an operation and I pretty much never do operations.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Yay, SWTOR. They're so vital to Star Wars The Old Republic that we still get them in command crates. Yeah, Secret, he's actually the best kind of pro-Republic, because it's more a case of, yeah, it's more imp scum rather than the Republic's amazing. Oh. Didn't see that ginks there. Waiting for Mel to say, I hope he doesn't ginks it or something. Oops. Hello. Ah, does he? I couldn't remember. I just remember him repeatedly talking about imp scum. I couldn't remember what his Republic stance was, Zin. Is he like protecting a medical person or something? I'm trying to remember what the storyline is. I've started a new knight, but I'm purposely not playing him yet because I've got so many unfinished stories. Have I been streaming too long that I start to get there ahead of... My wife would be despairing right now. Imps Gun Republic cowards. Ah, there we go. Right. Preempting puns, yes, my wife would be despairing.
Your hidden entrance appears to be unguarded, Doctor.
Of course.
Ah, Dr. Gadara, yes.
He has no eye for such exquisite detail. He is also despairingly predictable, and almost certainly ranting away in his throne room while clutching the fuel rods to his bosom. I am transmitting procedures to defeat the security protocols separating you from Toborro. Follow them precisely. I'll be unable to reach you via holo after this.
We can take things from here. You've been most helpful. The Republic will remember your cooperation.
Perhaps your Supreme Chancellor will reward me with my own private laboratory. The planet Tisharon would be perfect. A last word of advice. Toborro asked for some rather unorthodox droid designs. It's possible he actually built a few. If so, good luck with them.
Because luck is all you can remember. Yes, he did. That's right. Yeah. Because it kind of defeated the object. A lot of people thought they sold out.
Let me.
On both sides, really. Right. Let's hope I can hold off my hand pain to not mess this up. It's one of those boss fights.
Main room.
It's a boss fight you don't want to have to repeat. Right, so release the imprisoned security chief. I don't know why we have to get his codes or something. Right. And we've got a bonus for killing 25 people. Sorry, defeating Toborro's forces. It's amazing how much people remember certain parts of a story, and I'm like, yeah, it was that guy who had the droid. It's the droid I remembered, and not, you know, the guy that's important to the story. Gold Mob. Someone else have to say whether Mel called that or not, because I think I have like a second or two delay in my little chat app. Rather than chat app. I need to make a note and just see if I can see if there's any difference between, because I can't actually have the Twitch tab open, because I have the Twitch tab open in my browser. Apart from the text is tiny. I love the detail of this place. Lots of expensive things. I end up hearing myself over it, so you end up with this double voice going on with the stream. So I have to have a separate tab for chat so I don't get confused. And so I've got the text quite large so I can see what everyone's saying from a distance. Oh, that would be a novel I'd be interested to read. Gold Mob, which I think Mel will have called because I was too busy eyeing up the shop. But there's another one here, Gold Mob. Right, where am I actually headed? Yeah, just keep working around the palace. Is the kill count seriously only 25 in this place? Makeb is one of those planets, despite its geological instability. Once the Imperials stabilize it again, I'd love to have had a stronghold here. Not a Hutt palace. Couldn't afford the decorations for it all. But yes, I'd have loved to have had a stronghold here, but not many people seem to like Makeb apparently. A lot of people have. At least the people I've spoken to are like, yeah, I don't like Makeb. Right. So we're nearly at the boss stage. I will quickly bung some hand cream on, actually. Because I will need it. Because what will happen is I'll either die quickly, or I'll defeat the boss quickly. One of those two things will happen. But the stream isn't finishing until I've finished the storyline, as we're this close. Right. The good thing about the timing of this is we'll be able to start the Shadow of Revan storyline next Saturday, which is fab. I think I've heard about the Theron Shan book, Zen, but I didn't realise it started as a part of a series. Whether or not I mind Makeb is directly related to whether I'm on a stealth class or not. I can kind of understand that. The GSI ones here are much nicer to do on a stealth character. By a long way. Because there aren't any bonuses for killing, defeating, melting down mobs. Right, that should get some heat back into my poor knuckles. I feel like I'm cheating stealthing through things, but it's actually quite satisfying. Especially in the daily areas, my life.
Scratch one loser.
No, that was scratch about 5 losers. Okie day. Toborro's Cannoneer. One of the 5 Cannoneers. Three Cannoneers? Access the security mainframe. Of course, that's back ways through the palace. And there was no Day. Oh no! I managed it so long. We go there now, Day. Right. Sometimes I look as a challenge to see how far I can get without being spotted. As far as I can tell on stealth classes, unless you walk through a conscious foe, you can pretty much go as long as you want now. Well, not now. It's been months and months since they introduced the changes. It used to be really hard because you'd get them have that little light over their head where they thought they heard something but didn't. Yeah. Right, here we go. Are we going to die or will we remember? The only part of Makeb that I get genuinely nervous about. Welcome to your doom, vermin. Have no illusions about your fate. I planned every contingency. You are no match for my unsurpassed brilliance. What fools you are, fighting for a planet that isn't even part of your pitiful republic. For all your struggles, you will gain nothing. I want to say Makeb has joined the Republic, but there's no planet left.
This planet may not be around much longer, but its people will always be part of the Republic.
You mean those people who are all going to die? I hope you enjoyed digging graves. You are nothing but dirty little thieves come to steal what is rightfully mine, but you will never have it. Finders keepers, fat boy.
You know what they say, Toborro. Possession is everything. If you can't keep it, you don't deserve to have it.
I could say the same about your life. Behold my ultimate Isotope 5 droid. I call it Toborro's Glittering Fury. Oh, he doesn't even get into his machine, does he? It's not even an honourable fight. You want your precious fool rods? Take them from my guardian if you can. Oh, crumbs. Right. It hasn't shot at me yet. At least the fight with the Archon is as close to honourable as it gets, because you end up... because he's fighting you, even though he's in a droid. Right, he cannot be interrupted. Immune to incapacitating and movement in... Right, so... Yes, Mel, you definitely called that one. 3, 2, 1, right. your companion is immune to it. That was quick. I think it's because I remembered that your companion is immune to that single hit thing. And chat delay is about 10 seconds. Is it really? It didn't used to be.
We have the Ark's fuel rods. Let's get out of here.
Yes, so for anyone else who does that one, you get behind it. The only benefit of the fact that healers get the aggro they do now is that even if you got high DPS, solo bosses can focus away from you. No! This is not right! You are supposed to die! If you can't have the Isotope 5, no one can! Prepare to face the void with me, you thieving filth! A single drop of Isotope 5 could level this palace. I'd just set fire to a whole lake of it. Prepare for a flaming death. I'm sorry I can't save you. Die, you Hutt. Yeah, go on then.
Oh, no you don't. Nobody kills you but me.
He deserved that. She might be nice, but there are limits. Return to Shalem. Is he still on Giant Spear? Yes. I swear I've never killed that thing that quick before. Part of it might be I'm not done a lot of Makeb since getting the command crate stuff through, so you get extra stats in like critical and extra alacrity that you wouldn't have had before. And just remembering get behind the stuffing droid. Right, I need repairs and I have a lot of junk.
Stand by for examination and suggested products.
You will not be examining me, droid.
You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
The Ark's fuel rods, as promised. Toborro's gone, along with his entire supply of Isotope 5.
The whole planet felt it. Lambda says the explosion triggered a chain reaction in the planet's core. If you have unfinished business, better make it quick. I'll take the fuel rods and get our people to work installing them. I left a shielded shuttle here at the camp. It's your ticket off Makeb. The rest of us are taking the Ark.
We're in this together. If there's trouble, you'll need help. I'm sure the Ark can seat a few extra people.
The space is tighter than you can imagine. I appreciate the offer, but you've done more than enough for us. I hope we meet again on Keylander Station.
Right, board the command post shuttle. Where is it? Is it behind the tent? Yes.
Fuel rods are in place. Power levels are at 80%. I hope it's enough.
It'll have to be. Lambda says there's a fissure opening directly beneath us. We're launching before the mesa collapses.
Lots of things falling down. Ignore the fact that you can return to them to complete other quests. I love this view.
Thank goodness you're safe. When our scouts reported the catastrophe on the surface, we feared the worst.
The Republic just inherited several million people who need a new home.
Please meet me in Keylander Station's conference chamber. We have much to discuss.
We have much to discuss, and I don't agree with every decision that you've made. For I am Heartless Suresh. Yes, I need to, because I didn't... I managed to extract the slapping of, Oh no, I can't slap Suresh here.
Beautiful planet.
I don't think...
From here's a thrill.
No, I don't think you... I think she comes and she sachets in and sachets off. In all her glory that's in her head. It's details that I really like in some parts of the Old Republic, like, you know, just a random tree in the middle of the Keylander station. They've actually put effort in, although this one especially is a decoration that you can actually earn for your stronghold. Yeah, but no, I don't think we can slap Suresh. Not yet. The time will come.
The Supreme Chancellor requested a meeting.
Welcome back. I was informed that you survived a terrifying ordeal. You have my deepest admiration. Ah, here they are.
Millions of hungry mouths to feed and nothing to show for it. You pledged Makeb to us, Shalem, and you knew it was doomed.
We had no idea the planet was that unstable. Our offer was made in good faith.
My uncle is a businessman, Chancellor. But in this case, he's telling the truth.
You knew the groundquakes were getting worse. You used the Republic, knowing we'd be obligated to help your people even if you had nothing to offer in return.
Regardless, people need help.
What's done is done. We have a vessel filled with millions of refugees who need food, water, and medical treatment.
And a home. My people can't live on that Ark forever. They're packed in like cargo.
This is a debacle. We came here seeking resources to defeat the Sith Empire. Instead, we're walking away with debts and obligations.
What about the Hutt leaders? You negotiated a peace agreement with them, didn't you?
He's right. The cartel leaders have promised to support the Republic wholeheartedly.
So we have a worthless ally and a broken one. Still, the Hutts possess considerable wealth. Only the cartel leaders who needed rescuing agreed to this alliance. Fortunately, they possess most of the wealth and power. They'll neutralize any holdouts. With our new friend's wealth and warships, we've gained a substantial advantage over the Empire. That doesn't address the problem of Makeb's people, however. I need a solution.
Yeah, I like this. The Hutts can provide aid. Make them pay for their own.
The Hutts destroyed Makeb. It seems only fair they should pay the cost of caring for its refugees. We can hold their warships in reserve and use them to protect vulnerable systems. Meanwhile, the Hutts will build a colony for Makeb's people.
I had to twist your arm to call the Republic. Glad you finally swallowed that spirit of independence?
After everything we've been through, to receive such generosity. Thank you all.
The people of Makeb need someone guiding them to their new home. I think you're the right person for that job, Shalem.
I'm not. But you've shown me what a true leader looks like. I'll follow that example.
I want to speak with my operative in private. Please excuse us.
My operative.
You've made the best of an unfortunate situation. Well done. The Hutts want to be on the winning side of this war, and you've shown them who that is. We have you alone to thank for this alliance.
I'm your greatest asset. It's probably not true. Always bet on a winner.
People are naturally drawn to me. I think it's because I exude confidence and power.
No one could ever doubt your audacity, Captain. Which is why I must continue to request your services. For too long, the Republic has wasted time reacting to the enemy. We must fight this war to win by going on the offensive. Savor this victory. Return to the war's front lines and press our advantage. Together, we will be triumphant.
Those troopers look awesome. I think you can get parts of that, if not all of it, but I can't remember where. Yeah, we did it. A logical point at a logical time. That, like, never happens. Yay! And there we have it. Oh, Taffy has similar armor for her trooper. Any, do you know idea what it's called? Because I've got a new trooper that I eventually do the storyline for, but he'll go from having like bog standard looking armor to Unbreakable Veteran is almost identical. Oh, ow. Ah, there it is. If in fact it isn't identical, yeah. Dear BioWare, please can we have a larger gear preview window? Yes, there you go. Ah, they've just got it dyed. Was it dyed yellow and blue though? I think their one was dyed yellow and blue. I've got a screenshot. I've got so many screenshots from this stream. I was a bit click happy. Screenshots. A bit click happy. 50. It's because I try and capture the story. Unless that was the one shot I mistook the timing of. Maybe not. No, here we go. Yeah, it's the gold. They've done it gold. The helmet is slightly different. The helmet is slightly different in comparison to the Unbreakable Veteran, and it's got like blue tints on it. The gold is more gold, but it might just be a yellow and blue. Might just be a yellow and blue dye. But yeah. Oh no, some of those 50. Oh, I can only deduct about 5 from that, so I've still got well into the 40s screenshots from today. I might have to do that before family get back, else I will lose time this evening when I should be relaxing. Right, cool, we did it folks. Logical point. I might stick with this today, or I'll pick it up on Monday. Trying to find the rest of the outfit, because we only got the chest, the head, the gloves, and... oh no, that was it. We're missing legs and boots, so I need to try and find those. Apart from that headpiece being disgusting, let's take that off. That is not a bad relaxed commander-ish kind of outfit, is it? Might have to pull that one out for End of Kotfi or something. Cool. Anyway, yes. As it's just gone 5, and we've now hit Prelude for Shadow of Revan, I will call the stream there, folks, and head off, get a bit of rest, and then just do some relaxed questing. Yeah, probably on Makeb until dinner, and see what I can pick up. But yeah, thanks so much, people, for coming, especially those who come very regularly, and it's been nice to see some new faces here as well. So thanks so much. Enjoy your weekends, folks. And we'll start the fun of Shadow of Revan next week. And of course, as this is Star Wars, may the Force be with you, and look after yourselves. Bye then.